Hey guys, it's Ben, coach of the Baltimore Oriolus, bringing you a daily reminder that my webcam sucks and I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and also GPC Season 8 draft analysis, so that's cool. So the GPC is a pretty well-known league. There have been some pretty insanely good players in the past, but it seems like it's just that. They were there in the past. It seems like a lot of them have dropped out this season, so they invited a lot of new people to the league. And hey, that's the only reason I'm here. I wouldn't have gotten in any other way. I'll take it. So anyway, it's a snake draft, you know, pretty standard. There were 16 of us. I was number 12 in the draft order, so not great. The Z move rule was that the Pokemon that you wanted to make Z captains couldn't add up to more than 25 points. This is a point-based draft. And we were allowed to pick multiple Mega Evolutions for some reason. I didn't. Spoiler alert. I don't know why anybody would, but that's the thing. And yeah, I guess that's all there is to say about how the draft worked. So let's just hop right into my picks. Like I said, I was 12th overall. Really hope something busted would fall to me. And what do you know? Something busted fell to me. We got Kyurem B, pick number 12. I don't know how that's possible, but I'll take it. I guess something else I should mention is that not all of my picks here are final. I did make some transactions after the draft, so we'll talk about that in a minute. I kept Kyurem, because like it's so busted. But yeah, Kyurem B is such an awesome Pokemon. I mean, if you know how draft leagues work, you should know by now that Kyurem is possibly... I think it's debatably the best in the format. Obviously, stuff like Mega Mawile is sometimes allowed. Lando Eye with Sheer Force. There are things that could arguably be better. Some people might argue Celesteela is better than Kyurem B. But I feel like with Kyurem, it's possibly... I don't know if I would say it's the best, period, but I would say it's one of the best, definitely. Because, like, switch-ins don't exist. It's got an insanely good special attack stat. Obviously, its physical attack stat is a lot better, and it can take advantage of that, too. It has Fusion Bolt. It has Outrage. It can run Banded. But mixed variants are, like, you know, more common, because, you know, Ice Beam, Earth Power, nothing switches into those with Terravolt, because it's, like, Mold Breaker. Rotom Heat is no longer a switch-in. Rotom Wash is no longer a switch-in. It's so stupidly good. So, yeah, we got that, pick number 12. So, I'm going to try to start getting my Dragon Steel Fairy Core. So, next round I want Jirachi, because that just makes sense to me. And we get it. So, I mean, it's not that hard to get at that point in the draft, because, you know, second round, fourth pick of that round. Jirachi is very versatile. You know, it has wish sets. It has a bunch of things it can do. It can be a stupid status monster with, like, Thunder Wave and stuff. But, of course, the stupidest set is Scarf Ironhead, which I'm sure to bring a lot. It's a stupid set, but, I mean, it's stupidly good. It's like King's Rock Cincino, which I also love. But I didn't draft Cincino, so don't worry, you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, Jirachi is Cancer, but I'm going to make everybody hate me. So we started off the Dragon Steel Fairy Core. Now looking for a good Fairy type, still around round 3. We got Mega Diancie. I think this is the best Dragon Steel Fairy Core I have ever drafted in my entire life. Kyurem B, Jirachi, round 3 Mega Diancie. Juicy! So, Diancie, obviously very good. Calm Mind, Rock Polish, Moonblast, Earth Power, Diamond Storm, Psychic, HP Fire. It has a lot of different coverage options. Very good attack and special attack stats. Takes advantage of both of them. Only really takes advantage of the physical with Diamond Storm. It also does have access to Power Gems, so now it can be fully specially offensive if need be. And at this point in the draft, I realized that I have spent up a lot of points, so I kind of need to start conserving them. And for pick number 4, my pick came around when I had to get to class, so I told Johnny to pick for me, and he picked up Gliscor. Which, I mean, it's a good Pokemon, and it would work with this team. I'm just not very comfortable with it myself. We'll see how it goes. But, you know, it's a great Defogger. It can set rocks. It's got the Toxic Poison Heal sets. It's really cool like that. Very solid physical tank. Roost for Sustain, as well as, you know, Protect, Poison Heal. It's pretty good like that. It can run offensive. It gets, like, Swords Dance. I think it gets it... Does it get Agility? Oh, yeah, it does. It's right there. It does get Agility. So, it can be run offensively, but, you know, that 125 defense really stands out as well. So that's all there really is to say about Glasscore. Like I said, I'm not super comfortable with it myself. I've never used it in Draft League before. So next up, I wanted a bulky water and also wanted to conserve points. So I had an idea. If I could get Tangela later on, I could have a stupid regenerator core. Because I hate regenerator cores, but I love using them. I hate facing them, but I love using them. Like, I got knocked out of March Madness in the first round of pools because of a stupid Toxapex Tangrowth core. But this time we got a Lomomola. So who cares? Very good Wish Passer. Some would say it's the best in the format. I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. It's got a salvageable physical attack stat, which is interesting. It's got a decent defense stat, and other than its HP, its base stats are trash. You know, it's got Wish. It's got moves that exist. I mean, really, the only good thing about it is Wish, insane physical HP, bulk. Okay. The only really great thing about Alomomola is its absurd HP, Wish, and Regenerator. I mean, that's pretty good, but I mean, terrible special defense. It can't take any special attack to save its life. So, I mean, it's not the best thing to pair with Gliscor, because, you know, bulky water is supposed to be, like, specially defensive. It's supposed to be paired with the physically defensive Gliscor. But we'll roll with it. I wanted to conserve points anyway, and Alomomola is a good Pokemon. Also, shout out to Michael. Next up, we got Jolteon. I wanted a fast electric type. It was only 9 points. I felt like it was going to be a good pick. Also, I thought about picking up Torn T later on in the draft, which would really help with my speed tiers, because that would be 130, 121, 110, 100, 95, and we're going to go from there. But, we'll talk about that in a minute. So, Jolteon, it's a good Pokemon. I like it. I'm comfortable with it. You know, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, you know, standard electric move stuff. I'm smart when it comes to draft leagues. I love clicking Volt Switch all the time, even on ground types, 2 turns in a row. Let's not go there, but that's the thing that I've done in the past. Good memories. So, Jolteon isn't super diverse. It has, like, Shadow Ball, Signal Beam for coverage. That's about it. It can't do all that much in terms of... It doesn't have a... Yeah, it doesn't really have a lot of diversity. It's fairly one-dimensional, but it does its job pretty well, and I like it. Next up, we got Moltres, and that is for one specific reason. Because Kyurem is 19 points, Moltres is 6 points. Those add up to 25, and they're both great Z captains. So, that was the plan there. I'll talk about that a little later once we finish talking about the rest of my Pokemon. But yeah, Moltres I've never used before. It's decent. Obviously, that 4 times weakness to rocks really hurts because, you know, I only have one remover up to this point because Moltres doesn't count. It's just default Gliscor. So, other than Moltres' huge weakness to rocks, it's not that bad. Like, you know, it gets moves that exist. It can have, like, you know, Z Sunny Day plus Fire Blast, Solar Beam, and just tear stuff up. It also has access to Ancient Power, which is funny. That could come in handy. There's not much more to say about it, really. It's a decent Pokemon, decent pick. Pretty good for 6 points, in my opinion. Next up, I needed a Grass type. I needed a Fighting type. We got Virizion. Very solid Pokemon. I love this thing with Z Crystals, but if I've got Moltres and Kyurem as my Z Captains, then I don't know how I could possibly squeeze in Virizion. Like, it's either Z Virizion or Z Kyurem. And I think Kyurem is just the better Pokemon. I mean, it's the better Pokemon, but with Z Crystals, Z Kyurem is kind of broken. Yeah, Virizion, it gets Swords Dance, it gets Calm Mind, you could run a special set. Close Combat, Leaf Blade for great physical stabs. And it also gets, like, you know, Stone Edge, Zen Headbutt, moves like that. It's got some pretty good coverage options as well. 90 base attack isn't great, but again, if you can get up a Swords Dance, that can really start to put in work. Pretty nice special defense. So, Virizion is a very nice Pokemon. I think it was only, what, 8 points? That's pretty sweet, in my opinion. Next up, I wanted another Regenerator Pokemon to go with Audino, so... Great, I spoiled it! I wanted another Regenerator Pokemon to go with Alomomola, so we picked up Audino. So we've got 3 Wish Passers, 2 of them having Regenerator. This is going to be a fun season. There's really not much more to say about Audino than that. Wish Passer with Regenerator. Like a Lomomola, but this thing also has Heal Bell. It has more coverage options. It has more well-rounded base stats. It has a actual good special defense. Okay, that's not a good special defense stat, but It's a lot better than a Lomomolos, like, what, base 40? 45. A lot less HP, but that doesn't really hurt it as much, because, you know, its defenses are a lot better, obviously. So, it's not the best Regenerator core, but I like it. It's got a lot of team support there with Wish as well. And even if I don't have a lot of great hazard removal up to this point, Wish can kind of sort of do the job, so that the damage from rocks is nullified on entry, assuming I can live the hit anyway. So yeah, that's Audino. Next up, I decided that it probably wouldn't be realistic to get Tornadus. I didn't even have the points for it at this point. And I needed a dark type, so I needed a speed tier between 110 and 130, and I was really struggling to find anything. But I found Sneasel, so we're going to roll with that. I've never used it before, but I've used Weavile a lot, and I really love that. And Sneasel is basically like cheap Weavile. So, yeah, it can run Bandit, it can run Life Orb. It's a lot like Weavile, just not as good. I mean, I love Weavile. So we'll see how Sneasel goes. It should be good. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be. Also, this provides priority, which is pretty sweet, because I don't have that up to this point. Which is actually pretty bad now that I think about it. Anyway, at this point, we have 2 points left. And I was looking for maybe like a poison type or something like that. But more importantly, I was looking for a specific speed tier. Let's look at the team again. Kyurem B, base 95. Jirachi, base 100. Diancie, base 110. Gliscor, base 95. Alomomola doesn't count, but that's like base 65. Jolteon, base 130. Moltres, base 90. Virizion, base 108. Audino doesn't count, base 50. You'll notice that there is nothing below Moltres' 90. Oh wait, I didn't mention Sneasel, base 115. Yeah, whatever, who cares. You'll notice that there's nothing beneath 90 that's not called Alomomola and Audino. So, let's pretend that Alomomola runs speed investment. That's nothing between 65 and 90. That's bad. So we really needed something, anything. 2 points in that range. I was looking at Poipole. I was looking at base Beedrill. A lot of trash like that. But, then I saw that Masquerain is 2 points. Who in their right mind would make Masquerain 2 points? I think these guys done goofed. I'm gonna have to make them regret this decision. So, I did snipe Melantosh here, but also I don't care, because I just got a 2-point Masquerain. This thing is so sick. So, I don't have a Ghost type, so this kind of helps me with my fighting weakness a bit, because defensive Masquerain honestly isn't even that bad with Intimidate. It also gets Sticky Webs for team support, it gets U-Turn for momentum, it gets Defog, it gets Roost, it gets Quiver Dance. With, I think it was the Gen 7 buff that turned its special attack from like 80 to 100. It's decent Quiver Dance Sweeper. It gets coverage like Scald, Ice Beam, Bug Buzz, Air Slash. This is not a bad Pokemon! Why is it 2 points? I don't understand. You guys are gonna pay the price for this. This thing is going to tear up everything. So this is the team we drafted. However, we made some transactions. Tristan had to drop out of the league due to his personal reasons, and the person who took over for him dropped Tangela. I think you can see where this is headed, and what this means. It means we're saying goodbye to Gliscor, adding Torn T. We are saying goodbye to Moltres, adding Emboar. Getting rid of Virizion, adding Tagnela. Of course, yeah. Tangela. Tangela. However you pronounce that. I pronounce it Tangela. Bronson pronounces it Tangela. He hates me when I pronounce it Tangela. But I don't care. I'm going to keep pronouncing that way just to trigger him. Anyway, I digress. Tangela! And we are going to get rid of Sneasel for... Krokorok. I'll explain. Also, we have base Rotom, because that's how the points worked out. So, let's talk about this. First of all, Torn T. Great Pokemon. Phenomenal Pokemon. It gets Hurricane. Yeah, that's all you really need. U-Turn, Dark Pulse, Knockoff, Icy Wind, Focus Blast. It can be mixed. It can be physical with, like, you know, Bulk Up, Acrobatics, Superpower. It's a great Z Captain. It's such a good Pokemon overall. I just can't believe this went undrafted. And that I was able to pick it up afterwards and get 4 Regenerator Pokemon. So, anyway, yeah, Torn T is going to be one of my Z Captains. Because otherwise it would have been Kyurem and Moltres for sure, but I kind of dropped Moltres, so Torn T is going to be a Z Captain for sure. Next up, let's talk about Emboar. Great physical attacker, nice speed tier, and since I'm dropping Virizion and Moltres, I lose a fire type and a fighting type. So, because I'm picking up a flying type and a grass type anyway, so I needed something to fill the role, and Emboar does the job pretty nicely. It was cheaper than Blaziken, which I thought was weird. And yeah, that's Blaziken, not Speed Boost. So, Emboar gets Reckless, and Flare Blitz, and Wild Charge, and Head Smash, and Sucker Punch, which doesn't have any recoil, and Superpower, which doesn't have any recoil. It's just a really sweet Pokemon. Insane offensive pressure. And with Masquerade's Webs, this thing could really put in work. This thing is just such a threat to any team. It's really, really nice. I've never drafted it before, but it's a pretty dang good Pokemon from what I've seen. Next up, Tangela. We got our 4th Regenerator Mon. Let's go. So this thing has a pretty decent special attack set at base 100. It gets Giga Drain, it gets Sludge Bomb, it gets Hidden, obviously it gets Hidden Power, but like, they're just saying that it gets that for other coverage options. It gets Synthesis for Sustain, Toxic, Stun Spore, I mean Dog gets Toxic, Stun Spore, Sleep Powder, I didn't even mean to say Stun Spore, but okay, we'll roll with that. Sleep Powder, Leech Seed, Knock Off for support. I guess Power Up, I don't know why I would ever run that. This thing's just this thing is just stupidly bulky, and I don't get why it's 3 points. But yo, I'll take it. Why not? So let's talk about Rotom Ghost now. Rotom Spoopy. I could use the Ghost typing, and I needed another Hazard remover, and I felt Rotom filled the role pretty well. Also, with Moltres gone, this provides me another nice speed tier because I had nothing between Kyurem at 95 and something else. What do I have after Kyurem? What? Hold up. Oh, right. Majora, the Masquerain. At base 80. So, Rotom is a nice speed tier right there in between. And, Krokorok. Let's discuss. Base 74 speed. That's perfect. That is, like, right in between. It's not directly in between, Emboar's 65 and Masquerade's 80, but it's like right there. That's a really solid speed tier. I needed the ground typing to replace Gliscor. I needed the dark typing to replace Sneasel. I only got rid of Sneasel because its ice typing was redundant, the speed tier was redundant, and I needed the points. So we got Krokorok. It's honestly not even total garbage. Like with Intimidate, it has with Intimidate and like Eviolite, it can have support. It's decently bulky. It gets Stealth Rocks. It gets Knockoff. It gets some decent moves, and it still has Moxie. I can run Scarf, Earthquake, Scarf, Knockoff, Pursuit. I can run Bandit. It's like Crocodile just off of steroids and a lot worse. But it's also 2 points. And it gives me another Rocker. And it gives me the Dark typing that I need. So, I mean, I'll take it, I guess. So, that's the team. This is the final team that we have for GPC Season 8. We might change things up mid-season. I doubt it, because I think this team is pretty nice, but we'll see. We might. We have Kyurem B, Jirachi, Mega Diancie, still a stupidly good Dragon Steel Fairy Core, Tornti, Alomomola, Jolteon, Tornti and Jolteon are the Z captains, Emboar, Tangela, Adino, Rotom, Masquerain, Krokorok. This is going to be a fun season. Also, we have 2 Intimidate bonds with Krokorok and Masquerain, so that's cool. We have every type except for Poison, and really nice speed tiers all around. The only thing that we're really missing is a lot of hazard control. We have Rotom, we have Tornadus, I guess. We have a few options for hazard removal, but I guess that's all there is. I guess that's all there really is to say. So thank you guys for watching. Root for me this season in the GPC. Make sure to, like, subscribe, follow. Everything that is good, do it. And send me a video of yourself doing it so I know you're not lying to me. Alright, awesome. Glad we got that cleared up. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in week 1 versus Melantosh.